Alright, this is Dustin with TWPD. Today we are doing an HTC M8 gunmetal color here. As you can see, it's all cracked up. Don't even bother attempting to do glass repair on this unless you really just want a headache. It's just not a fun phone to work on, first of all, and it already takes a good 45 minutes to do this. So strap on board and get ready. Here we go. This is for technicians learning on how to do this device. That's why we make these videos. Also to show that we are hiring and looking for more technicians across America. So if you're interested in becoming a tech, or if you're already a tech and you want to become part of the TWPD brand name, you can go ahead and go to our website. That's www.tech-md.com. So right now I'm using a Wagner heat gun I can find at Home Depot at 950 degrees. You want to get a little under hot to the touch. If you go a little higher than the hot to touch, you can actually break these or will melt them. And as you can see, I have replacement ones anyways, but we're just in case we melt this one or the new one, we have a backup one. And trust me, I've molded them and bent them all the time. They're not easy things to take off. You gotta have the heat just perfect. Okay, so I just used an ice sesame tool modified. You can use a regular one if you want. It has a hockey tape on it. How the modification works is basically you move the ice sesame tool part halfway down, or from halfway down to all the way down towards the bottom, and just tape it up. It works really good. See, there's the end. Okay, so we set this old one aside, and then we dig into the new one here. Try not to bend that and just slide that back and forth. There we go. And set that aside. Okay, now we're going to have to tackle these screws. I do believe these are T5 and these are just regular Phillips heads. So this video will be very time consuming, so to save time I am going to go ahead and fast forward. Okay, now we got all the screws out. We're going to want to pop out the SIM card here, right there. I always love forgetting these SIM cards to pop them out. Make your life easier, don't forget to pop out the SIM card. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you. Customer just reminded me there's the SD card on this side. That's the SIM card, that was the SD card. There we go. And plastic tool, no good there. I kind of like to use metal tool anyways. Helps open up. There you go. All we're doing is just releasing the clips here. Just going around, releasing clips. Okay, now we finally got this bad boy off. Okay, now there's a power button there. Just watch it. It loves to fall out. It's very annoying. Should keep your area really clean. Any of the broken glass. Okay, so first things first, we're going to have to take out some screws. I like to take out the battery just in case I accidentally turn it on, which is very unlikely. But to cut all power, it must be done. Okay, make sure you pop the antenna cable up very carefully with these things. They're so super delicate. I think I'm gonna need to zoom in on what I'm doing here. So tiny. There you go. If you're really good at complex puzzles and 3D puzzles, then this phone is for you. If you're really patient, this phone is for you. If you're the opposite, don't do this phone. I barely have enough patience to do this phone. As it's very tedious. Good choice. Okay, so we're gonna have to take up this tape here. You want to salvage the tape because it makes the connections work. Don't ask me exactly. I guess it just helps for the connections not to short. So just set your tape aside. And pull that cable up. Okay, now we're gonna have to pull up this cable here. Set that off to the side. More tape, yay. So we pull this tape up. When I first did this phone, I had no clue what I was getting myself into. I figured it was HTC, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be difficult. But I was like, holy moly, it's just such a troublesome phone. And then you have to put all the tape up or the phone will act up. And I threw away the tape, so I had to put a different kind of tape on. Which it was like really thick, so it made it more difficult, and yeah, just not a fun phone to work with. They definitely don't design their phones in repairability in mind. Just lift all these tabs up. Pop the antenna pieces up. Carefully. These love to break. Okay, a couple more T5s. Right here in the middle. Some more Phillips. And pulled out this cable here and pulled out that screw. Get your tool under there and twist. Carefully here. Pull out your cables. It's glued on right there, so just slowly pull up. Now we have to take off the speaker. Get your tool in between the speaker and twist off. Now this is glued on, so I'm going to use a little heat to remove that. They're pretty easy to break as there's some resistors underneath these charge dock. Okay, so we're going to pop out the battery. Just go all around, do a popping, lifting action here. Twist and pop off. Glued on a little bit there. Now we're going to warm this up here. Just enough to remove it. So all those resistors right there, those can get torn off, so you want to just do the pulling action upward. Okay. We'll pop this out, your vibrator. Move this out of the way. Unscrew this. Take off a little tape right here that's taped down. Need my X-Acto knife for this one. Get under that tape. Okay, we're under the tape there, and then just lift this tab up. And we'll pull out this cable. Okay, now that it's pulled out, we do the other one, other side. Pull up that tab. It's not always the easiest thing to pull out. Find my sharper tweezers I can get under there. There we go. Okay, so now there's the power button there. You gotta get that out. Can't catch a break here. Okay, so this thing is ready to come out now. It's kind of glued all in, so just carefully lift this up. Make sure you didn't miss any screws.
Jerry, you got any garbage?
It really does not like coming up. See how strongly glued that was on? Okay, it's all pulled out. This cable came loose, so we're gonna plug it back in here. There's one other thing that we gotta get out. It's this here. I do believe we gotta get that out too. Nope, we don't. We're gonna get the speaker out. It's so tiny of a speaker for what it looks like. Just to use a little heat. Every time I pull these out, they break in two, so I'm trying a new method of doing a little bit of heat, but not too much. Ah, that made it a lot better. Okay. Now that we got that, we should probably put it like that. Make sure every piece is off this. Okay, make sure you clean your area once again. Should be some broken glass, maybe possibly left over. Okay, so now we have to go through the painful process of putting this all back together. I don't make this easy to pull this, keep this fresh adhesive on and pull this blue plastic off. Just wants to pull the whole thing up. Come on. Get off. Here we go. For some reason this cable was bent outward. I just bend it back in there. Make sure this is lined up properly. I think they got adhesive under it. Yep, they do. Remove it. Okay, now that goes in, and you're going to remove this blue tape again. That way your home button fits in there, right? I've had a lot of trouble with the home button in the past, so just watch carefully and you can see how it's done for the home button, because they just don't like to work after you put it all together. Okay. Now we're ready for the top piece here. Put the camera hole in. So, see if the camera will zoom in on this. You have to get it in between the two crevices right there and press in. And it gets under that crevice. Okay, so now that it's in there, everything's sitting flush, really important. And then you have to pull it all back off because I forgot the stupid speaker. Oh man, what a pain in the rear. Don't forget the speaker. Maybe I'll delete that part and put this on so that way no one makes the mistake while they're learning through this. Golly. It's a jigsaw puzzle that's easy to forget the pieces where they go. I'd almost recommend taking a photo. That's what I first did when I opened this phone. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm taking a photo. What am I doing? More blue tape. Yay.
Gear ass right now.
Oh yeah?
I won't be using it anymore. So gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
Hello. The Market Fresh Turkey Bacon Ranch sandwich.
Hi, kitty.
Yeah, don't get me fries because I got customers. Too many of them, so I'll just have to put that in the fridge. Yeah, extra ice as usual. Okay?
Get over it. No,
Yep.
it's out of the way I touch it, but as long as I don't touch my
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Hi.
All right, bye.
Oh, you just want to be pet. Oh. Come here. Oh.
fits more than.
So I don't know where I paused, but I had to put all the cables back in, and I apologize, but I accidentally paused the video here. Must have been during my last phone call. But it's really similar to the disc assembly. Just put your tape back on. Okay. Now we got everything connected here. And the glass put on there. You can turn it on right here. Vibrator likes to pop out when you do that. Okay, we got it unlocked here. Working good. Noticed it was on silent here. Okay. Go ahead and turn it off here and then put it back together. It's crazy how hot these phones get. Like the back of here, it's already starting to get hot.
That's one of the things that just pisses me off. I use it for like GPS and stuff like that, and it just lights on fire.
Yeah.
But the sound on it is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's saving room.
Exactly. Okay, so this pin here, it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but it needs to be downward when you put it back in this piece here. So there, you can have it upside down. That's exactly what was going on with this one. Okay, so insert it in like this and have it hover it like this. Okay, now when you press it in, the screen doesn't turn on anymore. That means one of those cables that you put in is not taped right. You gotta tape all those cables just right, or something might not work. Once again, we're going to try to make sure the button works. If it doesn't, unfortunately, you have to take this whole thing back all out,
Leave it behind you.
and you have to readjust the button, or readjust the other flex assembly. So now the final thing we do is we're going to have to remove this piece here.
No dunkers. So don't turn the game off. You can play again when you eat. You wanna watch TV? That's not enough there. Where's the there? See there?
So these are not as strong as adhesive as the original, so they come off easier. So you just peel it off. You don't want to use heat on these anyways. And that way they have a brand new one.
Here's your little frosty. Start coming on. If it isn't, grab it. Grab the frosty. And then this nuggies. There's your fishing nuggies. You're welcome.
Okay, now we can screw in the bottom piece. Make sure your service is working. Oh yeah, obviously mine's not because I don't have the SIM card in.
Yeah?
Might have to reset. Don't remember. Oh, we're good. That's good service. That's really important to check. Make sure you check the service before, if you can, just to make sure that you have good service, because sometimes messing around with those antennas can mess with the antenna.
Is he sleeping or don't you know? You don't know? Just wanna watch a movie? Okay. Get over there. I don't know what you wanted, but usually always get what I get, so I got you. Okay. No, it's
Careful not to strip those, they're pretty easy to strip. And that is all, folks. from a tempered glass as usual. And this has been Dustin with TechMD. That's www.tech-com. If you want to become a tech, go to our website and click on franchising info. Thank you.
I'm sure